Good evening, everyone out there on the interwebs. My name is Jared, and this is my channel, Mazda B3K. This video is going to be the first introductory video I've done, and this will be for a new vehicle that I have purchased for our project. So, let's take a look and see what we got, see what we're going to need to do to it, and see what kind of potential we have. I have the pleasure of introducing one of our first vehicle purchases for the channel that is specifically for the channel. I present to you a 1995 Mazda MX-5, also known as the Mazda Miata. This is type NA, or generation NA, and it comes with a 1.8 liter 4-cylinder engine that produces 128 horsepower, and it is basically a go-kart. These guys only weigh in at about 2,300 pounds, so they don't need a really big engine in order for you to have quite a bit of fun. Yeah, kind of, unfortunately, right up against the shelf here, so let me zoom out so you guys can still get view. Zoom out. There we go. So this one is a cloth top, convertible, and it does still have the original 14-inch steel wheels, I believe. You may notice there's something wrong with that picture. That's one of the issues that I'm going to have to address. And we'll get to that in a minute. We do have, zoom in right here, the only real major mechanical blemish on the outside is we do have this hooey right here. The previous owner said that they had gotten it that way. And other than that, what you see is that the original paint is still here. It's definitely faded in places because of this. The clear coat is giving up all over this vehicle. So in the places where the clear is still good, like right here on the bumper, you can tell how the original paint really looked, and it probably, once it cleans up, it'll really pop. But in these areas where the clear is peeled away, the paint is starting to fade quite a bit. And I bet we might be able to bring that back around, but I'm a wrenching kind of guy, not a paint and body guy, but we'll see. Maybe I can grow my skill set. The top, well, it's rough. We've got areas where the stitching has given up, so we've lost this curl. The actual material of the top has gotten rotted out, so now it will tear like paper. This top came with the plastic window, which is completely oxidized out, so it's about impossible to see behind you. And it's failed in a couple of places. The previous owner tried to tape it. Didn't really work that well. And then it's separating up here as well. On the underside, we actually look pretty good. If you can see, I mean, there's some surface rust, but this vehicle stayed in the South its whole life, so that's it. I even have a catalytic converter. It's great. There's another project video I'm going to introduce on project vehicle. I'm going to introduce on the channel. Converter thieves got to it. So, yeah. Now, we do have a couple of issues with draggy plastic. The splash guard's trash. There's a piece of draggy plastic in the back there. I need to address those. Previous owner was just get out and drive it kind of person. They didn't do a ton of maintenance stuff. So, let's go ahead, open her up, and see what's inside. Come on, open up. Doors are a little stiff. Like I said, she's kind of rough. So if you get up close here, these door cards, they need some love. This one, cosmetically, oh my goodness, I got a treasure. What is this? Classic Country. Time Life even. All right, I'm going to put that back there. Can't use it right now. I'll show you why in a minute. Door card is here. And this one's actually okay. If I cleaned it up, I think we would be good. The little side pocket there is nice. Speaker cover's a little blown out, but I think we're missing a couple of... Oh, they're just loose. Okay. See if I can't fix that later. And then moving on over here, I removed this trim piece because this carpet was soaking wet when I got the car. The owner had kept a tarp on it. Tarp blew away. It started raining a lot, and they didn't care. So the carpet on this side is not nearly as bad. The carpet itself is dry, but the padding underneath is not. So what I'm going to need to do is, I have a wet dry vac. I'm going to use the blower mode, and you shove it underneath the carpet, under this black liner here. Actually get to the padding itself. Right there, as you can see, that's pretty wet. But you turn it on, leave it blowing 30-45 minutes. Dries right out. So, good stuff. This is all dry because all the water migrated down because of gravity. So this is all dried out. That's all dried out. Here's the inner workings and the ribs on the top. I haven't tried to take this down. I am very concerned that if I did, something would fail and I would not be able to get it back up. And then this thing would have to stay in my pole barn because it can't get wet. Alright, glove box. Nothing really in there. This is kind of neat. The center console, you can call that a center console, has a swappable ashtray and cup holder. So you push the tabs, cup holder comes out, and if you don't have any doodads in here, you just, is it keyed? Let's see. Yeah, I think it goes like that. Yeah, you just pop the ashtray in, and then if you don't want the ashtray, pop it out, put your drink in. It's only going to work for a soda can. Anything bigger than that, it's going to tip. We also have this fold open, and right now I've got a bunch of doodads in it. This is also where, turn that for you, it's where the gas pop and the trunk pop are. They do work, and this works. It needs some cleaning, but it works. I don't have stereo. As you can see, that's kind of missing. I've got the remote, so I might be able to find a face for it, or I'll just put my own in. Controls look rough, but they do work. Heat and air conditioning. All the outside lights work, so hazards do work. So all that looks nice. As you can see, the plastic itself is in okay shape. It just needs some love, a little bit of cleaning. So I was really excited when I got this vehicle at the price I got it at, because though the paint is rough, though the interior is kind of rough, with a lot of elbow grease, it's going to clean up really nicely. So bring you around to the driver's side, and this does work. Lock, unlock does work. It's stiff. I think I need to lubricate it. But the driver's door card is rough. It's really nasty. It's missing a lot of its push pins out here, so it's not really seating right. And then we get, oh, forgot to mention, I have the seats out right now because I was working on the carpet. I'll show you the seats in a minute. So here's the driver's seat, and considering it's 30 years old or close to it, it's in pretty good shape. We do have a bit of wear here on the bolster, but not terrible. And then over yonder, I mean, it's dirty, but over yonder we have the passenger, which is in significantly better shape than the driver. I mean, it's a bit dirty, but no tears. So what I was thinking of doing is actually just swapping the rails and swapping all the other stuff over. Swap the passenger for driver and driver for passenger. Oh, looks like we got this random hole right here. Interesting. Yeah, not bad for what I paid for, but they're kind of rough as well. So we have steering wheel. I think this is all original. You can see our stitching here is nearing failure, and this really needs some love. The instrument cluster bezel is gone. The story goes that someone was swatting at a mosquito and smashed it. So there you have it. And then the piece that is supposed to go under the steering column, it's gone. So I gotta replace that. The hood pop does work, but the spot where it goes, some piece of plastic broke. And I gotta figure out exactly how that works, fix it. So you see some wires dangling there. What that is from is a security system that was installed by the previous owner and then disabled but not removed. That's what that little switch over there is for. It went to that system as well. The system was supposed to be security slash remote doors, so remote unlock, lock. Yeah. That's probably why these door cards are all messed up. Let's see. Got the rear view mirror. Let me go ahead and we'll pop the trunk. We'll take a look at that. There we go. Trunk pop does work. And the cool thing about this trunk is it's small enough that it uses torsion bars to give the resistance to stay open. So that works out really well. Here's our trunk. It's a cute little thing. Not much going on here. Over here is where your jack and everything sits. It's in pretty good shape. This was damp. I had to dry it out. The padding under here was wet. I had to dry that out. Over here in the corner is where your battery sits. And this battery was pretty close to dead, but I brought it back. So that was cool. Spare tire sits here, back there, and I do have it. It's on the ground over here. And I even actually have the original battery hold down. It's this right here. And it's all there. So I'll be able to put it back on. I was missing a nut, and I managed to find one in my stash. So, yay. I think this might be the original donut. So I don't know how much I trust it, but it is here. Plastic pieces, I'm not sure what they go to. Haven't figured it out yet. So not much else going on back here. Pop the gas cap, show you a surprise there. So when I first bought this thing, the gas cap was open. I was told, don't close it. Why? And someone had put a standard Stant gas cap on here because they lost the original and it didn't fit. It's too tall. So they could only do this. And because they could only do this and it rained, water got in here. I don't think it got in the tank, but it found holes like that vent line. And that's how the trunk got flooded. So yeah, I popped that sucker out and I've got an original gas cap on the way. Got the new O-ring for it. So I will make, I guess, like a 5-minute video on how to fix that because that'll be pretty straightforward. But I got that popped off so I can actually close this, and I'm not taking this anywhere until that's fixed. It's not tagged or plated anyway. So let's take a look at the wheels. Like I said, these are 14-inch Steelies, and you'll notice they are a 4-lug. But there's a twist. These are splined 4-lugs. And I think that's how it came on the original vehicle. So as you can see, there's these grooves that are cut in around the lug, and the lug socket actually slides in on those grooves. Looks like unless you order a special bulge acorn style, which is what everybody's used to, they won't fit. The diameter of these cutouts is just too small. I do have the right tool for this. That being said, I am ordering new lug nuts. Still spline, so they'll still fit. But it turns out it's cheaper to order a whole new set of lug nuts than it is to really try to do onesie twosies. As you can see, I am missing a lug here. And on a 4-lug system, that's kind of scary. And I got them all right there. But I'm missing one up here too. So yeah, apparently the former owner ran around for years like this, and that thought, frankly, it just terrifies me. So let's pop the hood, see what is inside the power barn. Like I said, this pop works. It's kind of awkward at the moment. All right, the catch on this one is right there. So let's pull it. Reach for the sky. Here she is. I think. Where does this go? So honestly, I'm not sure quite where the prop rod goes. We'll keep a hand on that. So here we are. This is our Mazda 1.8 liter, 128 horsepower, naturally aspirated. And the engine bay is a bit grody, but what I like about it is everything's here. I mean, we've got our lines, our caps, stay. It's all here. When I check, radiator cap, there is a little bit of fluid in there. It is low. That line's a bit grody for the overflow, but it's there. Get this back on. Uses twin electric fans, keep her cool. And the thing that most frustrates me about this engine in this car is that alarm system I mentioned. Here's the horn for it. And they did this really slapdash job of putting it in. And I'm going to have to figure out what they did and undo it as part of my repair for this car. So we got our dipstick, got our fill, coil packs back there. This doesn't have coil on plug, it just has a single pack in the back. Anyway, the best thing about this car for the price that I bought it at is that it runs. For the price that I paid, it is actually in really, really good condition. Oh, yeah. That's what happens when you sit and you don't have a seat. All right, so we should be in neutral already. Let's give her a crank. So I got a couple of questions for you guys. Other than me fixing up what needs to be fixed up, which is what I'm going to do anyway, because, you know, project car, make some videos for you guys. Other than that, what kind of go fast stuff should I do to this guy? You know, should I upgrade brakes, suspension, turbocharge, supercharge? You know, what should I do with it? It runs, it drives, it needs some help, but it does run and drive. And I know I need to go through the brakes because the rear brakes are rough, like a lot of other things on this car. And it needs a new top, but it runs and it drives. First thing in the fleet that I've purchased that actually ran and drive when I bought it. I had to do a lot of work to the truck to get it to run and drive. The other project car I'm going to introduce you to does not run and drive. So it was quite a treat. Anyway, guys, I'm squirreling here, so I'm going to wrap this up. All right, guys, that is my 1995 Mazda Miata. I'm very excited to have it and start doing work on it. Like I said, what should I do with this thing as I fix it up to make it run proper? And what should I name it? It's going to be my little meet go-kart, so it's got to have a name. Has to. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you later.